Imagine a world where the currency in your pocket is no longer yours. You spent decades of your life building a legacy, yet the system denies your access at the push of a button. This isn't due to a lack of funds, but because your recent actions failed to meet a shifting set of state-mandated criteria. This is the digital gulag, a financial panopticon that is closer to reality than you dare to think. For centuries, physical cash was the ultimate symbol of individual liberty. A $20 bill is a neutral tool. It does not care about your political leanings, your medical history, or your social standing. It allows for a peer-to-peer exchange of value without needing permission from a third-party gatekeeper. But cash is dying, not by an accident of evolution, but by a cold, calculated design. We were seduced by a dream of frictionless convenience. Go cashless, the advertisements whispered. It's faster and safer. We traded our privacy for the ease of a tap. But in the shadows of this convenience, a new architecture was being constructed. A system designed not just to track your wealth, but to dictate its very nature and limit your movement within society. Welcome to Crisis Rewind. Today we decode the Central Bank Digital Currency, or CBDC. To understand the danger, we must first cut through the fog of media propaganda. Governments often deliberately confuse CBDCs with Bitcoin or stablecoins to make them seem innovative. This is a dangerous lie. Bitcoin was born from the desire for decentralization. It was a tool designed to strip power away from central banks and return it to the individual. A CBDC is the exact opposite. It is the ultimate weapon of centralization. In our current system, your bank deposit is a liability of a private commercial bank. To seize it, the government usually needs legal due process. However, a CBDC is a direct liability of the central bank. It creates a permanent digital umbilical cord between your life and the state's printing press. In this new architecture, the government gains a God view of every transaction in the economy. Every cup of coffee, every book purchase, and every private donation is logged, indexed, and analyzed in real time. Private banking as we know it will vanish, replaced by a single monolithic ledger controlled by the state. Why does the direct nature of CBDC matter so much? In the old world, the commercial bank acted as a buffer between the citizen and the state. If you were unhappy with one bank, you could move to another. In the world of CBDC, that buffer is removed. The central bank becomes the sole provider of accounts, the sole issuer of currency, and the sole judge of its use. This creates an unprecedented monopoly on credit. If the central bank decides that a certain sector of the economy needs to be defunded, they don't need to change laws or lobby politicians. They simply adjust the code. They can prevent capital from flowing to industries they deem unfavorable or individuals they deem risky. By holding your money directly at the source, the state gains the power to freeze your entire life instantly without the friction of the legal system. It is the end of the financial intermediary and the birth of the absolute sovereign. The most terrifying feature of a CBDC is that it is programmable. Because it is essentially a piece of software, the central bank can attach specific logic to your money. This is where currency transforms into a tool for behavioral engineering. Imagine a world where your money has an expiration date, a use it or lose it policy designed to force artificial spending and destroy the concept of long-term saving. This isn't a theory, it is already being tested. When money has a deadline, you lose the ability to build capital and independence. You are forced into a state of perpetual consumption, exactly what a debt-ridden government needs to keep its GDP numbers afloat. Programmable money means your labor is no longer stored value. It is a temporary credit that the state can revoke or devalue at will, ensuring you stay on the treadmill of work without ever gaining true financial freedom. Imagine your digital wallet being programmed with carbon limits. If you buy too much meat or travel too far in a given month, your money simply ceases to work at the grocery store or the gas station. This level of control allows the state to enforce radical social agendas without needing a single police officer on the street. Your spending habits are monitored against a set of ESG goals: environmental, social, and governance. If your footprint is too large, the system restricts your purchasing power until you comply. This turns the act of buying food or fuel into a moral judgment by the state. The technology removes the human element from enforcement. An algorithm simply blocks the transaction. You are no longer being governed by laws, but by a set of digital permissions that can be tightened or loosened based on the government's current priorities. What happens when you disagree with the state? In a cashless CBDC world, dissent is a luxury you can no longer afford. The kill switch is the ultimate deterrent. If you attend a protest the government deems illegal, or if you support a political candidate outside the mainstream, your access to the economy can be deactivated in an instant. We saw a glimpse of this during recent global events where bank accounts were frozen for political reasons. With CBDC, this becomes a built-in feature of the currency itself. If you are debanked by the central ledger, you cannot buy food, pay rent, or purchase medicine. You are effectively erased from society without a trial. The mere existence of this power is enough to silence most people. It creates a culture of self-censorship, where the fear of losing access to one's own money keeps the population in a state of total obedience. A CBDC does not operate in a vacuum. Its true power is unlocked when it is integrated with a digital ID and a social credit system. This integration creates a closed loop of total surveillance that makes past dystopias look primitive. We already see the prototypes of this system being tested in various nations today. It starts with loyalty rewards for good behavior, such as recycling or volunteering, but it quickly evolves into a digital prison. When the state controls both your identity and your money, every move you make is a data point in your trust score. If your score drops, your interest rates go up, your travel is restricted, and your digital wallet is throttled. This is the ultimate panopticon, where the walls are built from lines of code and the guards are faceless algorithms. In this world, you are no longer a citizen with rights. You are a user whose access can be revoked with a single keystroke. History teaches us that when empires face terminal fiscal collapse, they always turn to extreme currency control to survive. Nero, the Roman emperor, began the tradition by shaving the edges of silver coins to fund his excesses. In the 18th century, the French revolutionary government issued the assignats, which led to hyperinflation and total state control. Today's elites are following this ancient playbook, but with digital precision. The CBDC is the modern version of coin clipping. It allows the state to devalue the currency and tax your wealth through negative interest rates without you ever being able to withdraw your money into a safe haven. It is a historical enclosure movement. They are fencing in the global financial commons to ensure that when the crash comes, the public, not the elites, will be the ones to absorb the losses. The technology is new, but the tyranny is as old as Rome itself. Why is this global push happening with such urgency right now? The answer is hidden in the mathematics of debt. As we analyzed in our previous episode, the global debt to GDP ratio has reached a point of no return. The current financial system is a giant Ponzi scheme that requires ever-increasing amounts of debt to stay alive. But as interest rates rise and growth slows, the system begins to crack. The CBDC is the state's desperate attempt to maintain control during the coming reset. It allows them to implement financial repression on a scale never before imagined. They can force you to hold depreciating assets, prevent you from buying gold or Bitcoin, and trap your capital within the borders of their failing system. The digital gulag is not about efficiency or progress. It is an emergency exit for the ruling class, designed to keep the population trapped inside the burning building of the fiat economy while they secure their own escape. The push for CBDCs is also a high-stakes global arms race. From Washington to Beijing and Brussels, the goal is the same: total monetary sovereignty and the end of the dollar's dominance. Central banks realize that whoever controls the digital ledger will control the flow of global trade. This is the cornerstone of the Great Reset envisioned by globalist institutions. They desire a unified digital infrastructure that transcends national borders, a global digital ID linked to a global digital currency. By removing the friction of physical cash and the independence of private banks, they can implement global taxation and wealth redistribution at the push of a button. It is a weapon of mass surveillance disguised as a noble tool for financial inclusion. The real struggle of our time is no longer between left and right, but between the centralized technocratic state and the freedom of the individual. The architecture of the digital gulag is being assembled around us in real time, one digital transaction at a time. Every time we choose the ease of a centralized app over the friction of cash, we lay another brick in the wall. But the future is not yet written. Awareness is the first and most powerful act of resistance. To protect your family's future, you must learn to distinguish between currency, which the state controls, and money, which maintains its own value. Start looking for the exit ramps. Focus on tangible physical assets that exist outside the digital ledger. Physical gold, silver, land, and truly decentralized peer-to-peer networks are the keys to maintaining your sovereignty. We must demand the preservation of cash as a fundamental human right. The more we diversify our wealth into assets the state cannot program or turn off, the more power we retain. We are standing at a crossroads in human history. One path leads to a digital technocracy where your every move is monitored and your labor is owned by the state. The other path leads back to individual sovereignty and sound money. The transition will not be easy. The old system will not go quietly into the night. It will use every tool of fear and propaganda at its disposal to keep you inside the digital fence. But the human spirit has a long history of bypassing the walls of every gulag ever built. The reckoning is here. It is time to decide if you will be a prisoner of the ledger or a master of your own financial destiny. Wealth is more than just numbers on a screen. It is the physical manifestation of your time and freedom. Don't let them program your future. Thank you for watching Crisis Rewind. Stay vigilant, stay free.